Hello. Following on from our introduction video, today I'm going to outline how children from years 2 and above are going to have work set for them moving forwards, and then what feedback is going to look like. We're going to be using Google Classroom for all children from years 2 and above. Today I'm going to show you how we can join a Google Classroom, although children in years 3 and above have already done this in computing lessons. I'm going to show you how children are going to complete assignments and what it's going to look like when a teacher sets you assignments. I'm going to show you what feedback is going to look like, so after the teacher has marked the work or looked at it, what it's going to look like to you. And I'm going to give you an example of how you complete tasks either on a Mac, PC or Chromebook, or using an iPad or some sort of other device. So let's start by looking at how you sign into Google and how you can log into your Google Classroom. Right, if we start with our Mac or PC or Chromebook example to start off with, the first thing you're going to want to do is go to Google, and then if we keep it simple, if we search for Google Classroom, we're looking for the website that says classroom.google.com. Now you can just type this straight in, you can bookmark it, but if we go to Google Classroom, so classroom.google.com, the first thing it's going to do is explain everything that Google Classroom is all about. We need to click on Go to Classroom. Now from here it will ask you to sign in. So I'm going to use an example account which I've created for the purpose of this demo. Now this user has never logged in before, so the first time I log in it's going to ask me to agree to some terms and conditions. Now from here, this is just explaining what Google Classroom is. If you're logged in with multiple accounts and it comes up with the wrong name here, you can click this little drag down and it will allow you to select another account. I'm going to go back. So from here I'm happy, I'm going to press continue. Now I'm choosing my role, so in this scenario I'm a student. Now from here you'll notice we've been invited into a Google Classroom. So Mr. Jake has invited us into our Year 2 classroom in this scenario. So I'm going to press join. From here you'll see I've got a number of things which have been uploaded. So Miss McNamara has been experimenting. She's been posting welcome videos. She's been posting some English lessons as an example. But there's two that I'm going to focus on here today. So the first one is I've posted a new assignment for our Mac Chromebook PC demo. When I click into the assignment, I can see that the assignment has been described here, so I've kept it very simple for the sake of this demo. I've asked please answer the questions, and because this is going to be done through a Google Doc, we don't need to remember to save the document. So at the top right hand corner here you'll see your work. So as part of your work, it's created a Google Doc with my name in front of it, so this child is called a child. It's created a Google Doc with my name in front of it, and it's got some quick questions. Now from here I can also upload additional files from either my Google Drive, I can upload a link, a file if I've taken photos or things like that, and I can create new documents if I wish. But for now we're going to keep it simple. I'm going to click on my work, it's going to open up this document in a new tab, and it's going to ask me for a few little details. So I'm going to answer my question. So I'm very quickly just going to answer these questions. And you'll notice in the top right hand corner it automatically saves. So if I start typing anything in, that text changes to saving. And then as soon as I stop typing, all my changes are now saved. So I'm going to delete all that, saving, all changes are saved. So from here, if I want to hand this piece of work in because I've completed, I can press this turn in button here. So I'm going to do that for the sake of our demo. I'm going to press turn in. This then will ask me to confirm. So I'm going to hand in this one document. So I'm happy to do that. I'm going to press hand in. Now, if I realise actually I wanted to add a little bit more detail into that, I can unsubmit and then go through the same process again, but for now I'm going to leave it as submitted. Now from here, I can also add a private comment to my teacher, or maybe if I need help or something like that, this is a good place for me as the child to post to post a comment that's going to get back to the teacher. So that's pretty much it from the Mac Chromebook PC demo. I'm now going to shift across and show you what this can look like, or what this will look like when you're using an iPad or some sort of other device. Okay, now I'd like to show you what this is going to look like if you're accessing Google Classroom through an iPad or other tablet. The app works in exactly the same way. It's just laid out ever so slightly different. So our classroom is displayed in a slightly different way. So I'm going to click into Year 2. Now from here you'll see we've got exactly the same pieces of work which were set on the computer. They just look ever so slightly different. If I now click New Assignment, Parent Demo, iPad, Tablet for this example. Now within here the text says, please answer the following questions using your tablet or iPad. Please remember to press save when you are finished. So this is subtly different on the iPad. So what the teacher has actually done here, what I've actually done for this example, is I've uploaded a picture which we're going to annotate. I'm going to show you how we annotate this picture and then save it and submit it. So I'm going to click on my quick questions. Now from here you'll notice these are exactly the same questions that we had when we were doing our PC demo. Now in order to edit this, I'm going to press on the pencil in the top right hand corner. Now this takes me into the annotation mode. Now at the bottom we've got various choices. So I can choose to start using a pen, so I'm going to leave it as a lovely green colour of normal size, and I'm going to write my name in here, so that's fine. Now if you happen to have an Apple Pencil or something like that, then you can get half decent handwriting on a tablet. It's never going to be as good as writing on paper. However, sometimes you might feel more comfortable typing in this situation, or if you're having to use your finger to write, you might just feel more confident as a child typing it in rather than writing it. So if I now click on the A button in the bottom right hand corner, I can click and drag my finger across the screen and make a text box. So now, what is your favourite piece of technology of all time? So I'm going to write my answer in there. And which game are you most excited for playing over the next few weeks? Again, I can create a text box. I can create a text box as simple as that, and that's it, we're finished. Now in the top right hand corner, it's a shame because it looks like it's greyed out and you can't press it, but hopefully you can see on the screen there's a save button in the top right hand corner. I should also say, if the children make a mistake and they want to go backwards, they can press this undo button, or if they press it too many times then redo. But for now we're going to press the save button. Even though it looks like we can't press it, when we tap it you'll get a dialog on the screen saying that it's saving. It just takes a couple of seconds depending on your internet. And now it says document saved at the bottom. Don't worry, it's restored us back to our original document. If you want to submit multiple entries, we could then press the pencil again and then annotate over the top, and it will save an additional version of your file. Now if I exit out of this, if I press the X in the top left hand corner, it's going to take me back. Now at the bottom, I can now drag up and I can see edited quick questions, and if I click on this it will load up my version that I've just saved. So that's a good way that I can double check. If I want to annotate again on top of this, I can press the pencil icon. So let's close out of this. Again, if we press add attachment, this will allow us to upload if you've taken a photo of something or a video of something that you want to attach to your piece of work. It's as simple as that. And then again I can press hand in and it will submit my work. Underneath there is also an area where we can add private comments if we'd like to. So for now I'm going to hand my work in. Again it's going to say, are you sure you want to hand this in? Yes, I am. And there we go, our assignment's handed in. Again, we do have the option to unsubmit if we'd like to edit it or try again. But for now we're going to leave it at that. So we've just looked at what it looks like to be set a piece of work and then to submit some work from either a PC or an iPad. What we're going to look at now is what that looks like from the teacher's point of view, how the teachers give feedback, and then what that will then look like for you when you log back into Google Classroom. So let's look at what this looks like from a teacher's point of view. If I go into the classwork setting as the teacher, I've got my two examples. So I'm going to start off with my Mac Chromebook PC example, and I'm going to mark it on a PC or on a Mac. Now from here it says I've had one piece of work which has been handed in. If I click into this, it will show me that my demo account, my A Child account here earlier, has submitted the work, and actually you can even see the little comment which I added when I submitted it. If I now click into this piece of work, anything I do from here, so I can annotate, I can say, I can write little comments, etc. And then everything is coming up, and everything's coming up as comments which I can then share with the child. So from my point of view, I can return this piece of work, I can add little comments down here, so I can write a piece of work, a piece of writing back. Keep it very simple and generic for now. So I can post something back. I can then choose to press return. So if I press return, the student will be notified and they can check any marks you've left, so they will be able to see what I've done here. You'll notice there is a mark out of 100. That's just a default setting. We may well be using this if we're doing things like 11 plus work, etc. But for this situation, we're not going to use it. So I'm going to press return. And now let's flick across and see what this looks like from the child's point of view. So from here you can instantly see that there's been a private comment that's come back, so my comment has come through as the child. And now up here, if I click back into my work, you'll notice my comments have been added. I'm still editing them, in fact, in another document. You'll see that my comments have been added, my formatting's been added over the top. And anything that I've changed and put in addition to what was there before is done in a different colour, just so it stands out. So really clear feedback. This does give the opportunity for the child to go back in and make extra additions to their work before then re-handing it in, but for now we're not going to do that. So let's look at what this looks like on an iPad. If we look at this from a teacher's point of view, let's see what we'd see. So I go into my Year 2 classroom. I'm then going to go to the assignment for iPad and tablet. Now from there again you'll see I've got one child who's handed their work in, and on the right hand side, after I've clicked on that child's name, I can see the edited version that they've completed. From here, in exactly the same way, I can then click on the pencil as a teacher. So to keep things simple, I'm going to mark it in a different colour. So I can do things as simple as ticking. I can go in, I can highlight words if I need to, and then I can also, again, write comments, as simple as that. Now something I just want to point out, you'll notice all the text from text boxes so far has been very small. Now what we can do, if I type an answer, if I make a text box down here, if I now click out of this text box, and then click on this little icon here in the bottom right hand corner, what that allows me to do is select the text box I've already edited, and I can click and I can make things bigger or smaller as I need to. And from there I can then move it to wherever I see fit as well. Now again, from the teacher's point of view, I will just press save in the top right hand corner. Again, based on internet connection, this takes a little bit of time. Now that document is now saved. I can exit out. Now I'm going to switch across to see what this looks like from the child's point of view. So here I am logged in as the child. I'm going to go into my Year 2 classroom. I'm going to go back to my iPad tablet. And from here I go into my work. I click back into my edited document. And there we go. I've got my teacher annotations there as well. Now you'll notice in the previous example as the teacher, I didn't hand the work back. So from here, it still thinks I've handed the work in. So as a teacher, I don't have to hand the work back and then ask the child to resubmit if it's not appropriate. So from here, they can still get access to all my annotations without having the work handed back to them. I appreciate a lot of what we've been talking about can seem a bit abstract, so I'm just going to give you one example that children in Year 5 actually worked through before we broke up. So this was a close activity, so in preparation for the 11 plus. The instructions were to complete the close activity by annotating a picture. The original picture looked like this. So what the children were asked to do were to fill in the blanks. using the words above. And just to show you, if I go back and look at some of the work which was marked by the teacher, if I click through a couple of examples, you'll be able to see how the teachers managed to annotate and give feedback based on the work. Some of the children tried to use their hands as well as typing in the text. But as you can see, all of these different examples, the children were able to complete their close activity and get feedback from their teachers. So as I say, apologies for everything seeming a little bit abstract. Hopefully by showing you an example, you're able to wrap your head around what this might look like for you and your children moving forwards. So there you have it. I hope you found that useful. We're going to be setting some work as sort of demos over the next few weeks. Hopefully that will give you an opportunity to have a play with this alongside your children so you can see what this is going to look like. Again, if you have any problems, then do contact your class teacher, who will endeavour to try and help you out as best they possibly can. But yeah, enjoy having a play around with this, and I hope you find it a useful tool.